Well, good day, viewers, and welcome to the Sportwrap show. I'm your host, Brian Munango, updating you on the latest sports news. We had a very exciting weekend with a lot of sports happening, starting off with the Nedbank Cycle Challenge that made its way back to Windhoek after a year of being off. And then we also had the NRU Premier League that came with a lot of excitement. The NRU Premiership also didn't disappoint as we saw old coaches moving to new teams, and we saw a lot of surprising results there as well. Well, to start off with, we'll go right into the hit list and we'll have a look at what took place this weekend. Well, first up on the hit list, we have a look at the Nedbank Cycle Challenge that did take place over the weekend. Brian Munango, myself, and Andrew Pullman also took part in the 20-kilometer run, in the 20-kilometer race. That was one of my first races that I've ever done, and that was also interesting in itself, so we'll be showing you guys that as well. But in the elite women's category, Andre Greef claimed top prize as she won the category, and in the elite men category, Driekus Kutsia successfully defended his title. We also had under 18 from South Africa that did. Erin, her name is Erin, she took part in the elite category. She came second, but she is an under 18 that is ranked first in South Africa. So we do have a few interviews from the event, so please do stay tuned as we have a look at those.
Just won the Nedbank Cycle Classic Challenge. How was your ride?
Sure, it was very tough. It's quite hot out there, and it was a long section of flat roads, which doesn't suit me very well. So climbing in the beginning was fun, the flat afterwards not so much.
Right, but just take us through the race. Were there many breakaways, or when did you break away?
I made it quite hard on the climb, on the matchless climb. Got away on Grootdaan and then managed to keep the gap about a minute and a half all the way to the finish.
Fantastic. And is this the first time you've won this race?
Yes.
So what does it mean to you?
It's quite a good one. It's quite sad to miss out last year because the race wasn't there, but it's finally good to win this. Coming up as well, and then we'll see where the rest of the year takes me.
Great, well, good luck.
Andre, before we let you leave, just one more question. You were at the Nedbank Rock and Roll Series yesterday.
Yes, I was.
Today you're doing the 100Ks. Just tell us what type of, dedication does it take or experience does it take for you to just get down with both?
Well, the XC yesterday was just for fun. It's very good training. It's not really my style of riding, so I actually took it very easy.
Like you said, it's not your style. What made you do the Rock and Roll Series?
I've never had a chance to do XC because I'm always working or doing something else. And yesterday was the first time I actually had off and time to do it, so I decided to go support the guys out there.
Okay, well, great, thank you. Andre, going into this race, what was the strategy?
Well, I'm not so strong as the rest of the riders on the flats, so I try to make it as hard as possible on the climb and then just keep the gap all the way to the finish.
Thank you.
From the start, I thought it was going to be quite a controlled start. It actually wasn't. It was quite hard already. Some of the climbs were quite long. My legs were quite fatigued from yesterday. Could definitely feel yesterday's race. So I was just sitting, kind of dragging myself the last 20 Ks or so. Until it hit about 90 Ks, I decided to just use the pain and just hit it. I managed to hold it a bit. One of the other ladies caught up to me and we were working together near the end, and I managed to have a little bit left in the tank to take the sprint for second. It was really hard, but these ladies are so strong. They really put me in the hurt box today.
Great. And Erin, you also competed yesterday at the UCI race. How did it go?
Yes. Wasn't what I expected it to be like. It was quite hard. I think I struggled with the altitude. It was a really fun course, but definitely not easy. I came third, way behind Dalcia Janse van Vuren. She absolutely smashed it. Hard race, or hot altitude killed me, but I can't complain. I came third, so I'm quite happy.
And tell us your impressions of Namibian cycling, women's cycling specifically, and what brought you here?
These ladies, they are next level. For such a small group, they are one of the best in the world. What brought me here? Oh, I came here for the XCO mainly. I was going to do this race last year until it was cancelled. So I just came here mainly for the XCO race, but then because I'm staying with Alcia Janssen van Vuren, she reminded me that this race was this weekend. So literally last minute decided to bring up my road bike too and give it a try.
Great.
Yeah.
So we will be seeing you next year again.
I hope so, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
well done.
Yo, 20k is down. How do you feel? I can't breathe. I can't feel my legs, bro. I can't feel my legs. I thought 20k was for me, but I think I should stick to the manga. I think the manga is more my thing. I think 1,300 kilometers. 20. When I start getting warmed up, it's too late already. But it was nice. I feel my hamstrings and it was great. At least we got a medal. We did it, Andrew and I. He finished before me, but I think it's because he was tailing me most of the time, so he had the energy to just do his thing. But nonetheless, Andrew, we did it.
You did all the hard work.
Team effort.
Yeah, just want to say thanks to everybody that made it possible for us. It was a great experience.
And without Mani's bikes, it wouldn't have been possible. So we want to say thank you to Mani for giving us these wonderful bikes, helmets, making sure that we are ready for the race. And
He really sorted us out.
a very, very tough ride. I can still feel the stiffness of my legs after doing that 20k. And I think I'll maybe try to see if I can do the 20k again. Maybe we move up to 30. One never knows. But this was all courtesy of Mani's Bike Mecca. They sponsored us with the bikes to cycle the Nedbank Cycle Challenge. 20Ks without them, it wouldn't have been possible. They made it all possible for all of us to just participate. And I think that was a very great moment for Andrew and I. And we definitely did enjoy it. We did catch up with Mani after the event. And he also had this to share.
Okay, so we are joined by Mani. Mani, thank you for sponsoring us with the bikes. Without you, it would have been possible. Just tell us, how does it feel for you to be a part of the Nedbank Cycle Challenge and for helping us out with the bikes?
Yeah, well, I mean, they say I wasn't on the bike. I wasn't really involved with this except for helping you guys out with some bikes to get a real feeling of what it's like, you know, to get on the bike 20 kilometers. I think that's what you guys did. Yeah, so happy I could have assisted you guys to get some good stories, and you know that's what it's all about. The racing snakes in front, that's important, but we also need to look after the guys at the back and all the newbies, and yeah, that's what I want to help.
Okay, well, we did enjoy the ride. The bikes were amazing. For the viewers that are watching from home, just tell us if they want the bikes. I know Mani's bikes can definitely sort you out with everything. Just give us a bit of information as to where they can find you and how they can get the bikes.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mani's Bike Maker. We're in Rehoboth, Acacia Street, 16 Acacia Street. Yeah, so, you know, we open there 6 days a week. And, you know, it's not just about selling bikes. It's also about giving advice and servicing bikes. So, you know, if anybody's got... and we'll sort you out.
Okay, well, thank you for your time, Mani.
Thank you.
Lovely having the Nedbank Cycle Challenge back, and like I said, a huge thank you to Mani's Bike Mecca for just making sure that we were sorted with helmets and with the bikes as well. Moving on to our next story, the NPL, the Namibia Football Premiership, did excite over the weekend with some good fixtures, and we do have the highlights from the African Stars and Bucks Buccaneers game, so please do stay tuned as we have a look at those highlights.
Confident Red Army. Godwin with the corner. Gianluca Puksa. Puk. Dasei. Goal for Gianluca. But here's a free kick. Emilio Martin. To the corner flag. Just go to the corner flag. He wants to find a cross. Ooh, the goalkeeper.
Well, Ronnie Canalelo coming up against his former side, African Stars, and losing that game 1-0. Very 0. Young African got back to winning ways as they beat Unam FC 1-0. Young African are the only team to only have lost. Where the surprise of the weekend as they beat Tigers FC 2-1. Kuka Tops suffered a defeat against Komas Nampo, with Chula Chula beating the Blue Boys from the coast. Julinho Athletic and Young Brazilian settled for a 1-1 draw before KK Palace got the best of Blue.
Ja, so welkom by ons hoogste punte van hierdie wedstryd wat ons gesien het vir Falcon. Hulle is bietjie laer op die puntelys. Hulle het nog net een liga, so baie op die spel vir beide spanne wat hulle hoop betref om in die semifinaal te speel. Daar was 'n vroeë strafskop geweest wat mis was deur Geraldo Bekes aan die kant van Rehoboth. Gertlie Bekes. Hy wat hierdie oorstoot 3 gedruk. Geraldo Bekes wat ook met die doelskop geslag het. 7 punte vir Rehoboth Rugby Club teenoor die 3 van Falcon. Volgende punte nie lank aan nie. Casey Bekes wat die bal daar gekry het en reguit deur gehardloop het nadat die bal afgeneem is in die agterlyn van Rehoboth. Onder die paal het hy gaan druk en dit was Gertlie Bekes wat 'n lewendige wedstryd gehad vir hom. Hierso sien ons weer Rio Falcon wat op die aanval was. Strafskop wat toe weer sy pad gevind doellyn toe. Dit was nog 5 punte gewees. Gertlie Bekes. Hierso Dolano Vries wat hard gehardloop het. Boere man gehardloop het. Nommer 18 slot oor die doellyn gewerk het en aanvanklik wat hy toegeken was hy 17-14 was die rustydtelling vir Rio Falcon. Ja, daar sien ons dit. Halftyd 17-14 in die guns van Rio Falcon. Tweede helfte wat ook sy quota drama gelewer het. Julian Bekes daar so wat deur die lyn gebreek het. Voer die bal daarna Gertlie Bekes en uiteindelik afgerond deur Kishan Bekes. Of althans deur Aston van Wyk, die Aston van Wyk wat daai 3 gedruk het vir Rio Falcon nommer 14. Hier sou ook Casey Bekes wat daar 'n bal gesteel het en ver vorentoe geskop het toe hulle onder druk was. Tik skoppie gevat daar so deur Miguel Bush, maar hy is daar teruggeroep. Dit was nie 'n stukkie spel wat iets van gekom het nie. Uiteindelik was dit Rehoboth Rugby Club wat in 'n stadium toe hulle 15-14 was. Miguel Bush wat daar so wel op die einde hulle laaste 3 gedruk het wat toegeken is, maar uiteindelik was dit nie genoeg nie. Hulle was nog steeds met 1 punt agter, 22-21. En uiteindelik dan net nog 1 strafskop wat bygevoeg is deur Gertlie Bekes om die eindtelling te maak. 25 vir Rio Falcon en 21 vir Rehoboth Rugby Club. Dis die einde van hierdie wedstryd. Ja, aksiebeleide wedstryd uiteindelik gewees en ons sien julle dan 'n volgende keer.
A very close result in the final there between FNB Rio and FNB Rio, Rio Falcon and FNB Rehoboth, the two teams from Rehoboth that took part in the derby. Well, we do have their results from the NRU Premier League this past weekend. I'm sure everyone knows that we are on a break for this upcoming weekend, so there won't be any rugby. But yeah, let's just have a look at those results from this past weekend and just see how that transpired and how that went. Dolphins lost to Unam 49-22 in a very one-sided match. Rio Falcon and Rehoboth, the two Rehoboth teams, with Rio Falcon getting the first win of the tournament, winning that game 25-21. And then Wanderers did the worst that they could with Grootfontein. That wasn't a good one for me, as a lot of people know that I'm a Grootfontein fan, a Grootfontein supporter. We lost to Wanderers 70-18, and then Western Suburbs lost to Trusco United. Trusco United, also good to see that they are back winning, and they won that game 28-26. Huge congratulations to them. And here's how the table looks like after the round of matches that we just had. And FNB Wanderers is on top of the table, having played half of their matches. FNB Kudu sit in second, Trusco United in third, Grootfontein in fourth, Unam in fifth. Unam were in the final last year, so quite disappointing to see them that they're struggling a bit, having played 3 games and only won 1. They lost 2. Western Suburbs in sixth, and then the last spot is occupied by the FNB Dolphins team. That's how the standing looks like. Well, we did get a short clip from the FNB Rio Falcon team just seconds before the whistle went after they won the game, and I think this is what we love most about sports, and the passion speaks for itself. So have a look at the video. Very special game for FNB Rio Falcon, getting the win over the counterpart Rehoboth. Well, that just shows the passion from the team. That was the team captain that was so full of passion for the win that they did get against the derby side. But that's all the time that I have for you viewers. We'll be going for a short break, and Ari Hohat will be joining us with international news.
Everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with golf news first. The first major of the year on the men's calendar, the US Masters, that was played at Augusta, Georgia, and the winner, Northern Ireland's Rory McIlroy. Great achievement by him, not only winning the tournament but also now achieving the Grand Slam in golf. Very difficult to achieve. You need to win all 4 the different majors, and previously Rory McIlroy also won the US Open, the British Open, and the US PGA, now also the Masters champion. He finished with 11 under par for the 4 rounds, and that was good enough for a playoff with Justin Rose, and McIlroy winning the first playoff hole with a birdie. Putting the achievement of winning the Grand Slam into context for Rory McIlroy is the previous winners of that, or previous players that achieved that, is legendary players in world golf, and that is Gene Sarazen, also Ben Hogan, Gary Player of South Africa, Jack Nicklaus, and Tiger Woods. Now it's also Rory McIlroy that won that, so he's a 2025 Masters champion. On to soccer news, and it's Liverpool that took a big step closer to winning the English Premier League title for 2024-2025 season. They have 6 games to go, but they're now 13 points clear of the closest rival, Arsenal. And it was Liverpool that beat West Ham at home by 2-1. It was a tough game for them. They only scored the winner, a Virgil van Dijk header, late in the game. And it was Arsenal again that dropped points. They played at home against Brentford, 1-1 that game. Not a good achievement by Arsenal, very inconsistent. consistent in that they won against Real Madrid just a week ago by 3-0 and now drew with Brentford. So the next game for Arsenal is a away game to Ipswich this coming weekend, and Liverpool, they have also a away game to Leicester City that's coming up this coming weekend. And closing off today's international sports news with tennis news from the Monte Carlo Masters, and it is Carlos Alcaraz of Spain winning the tournament. He beat Lorenzo Musetti of Italy in the finals by 3-6, 6-1 and 6-love, and it is Carlos Alcaraz that moves up in the world rankings now. He's up to number 2. Alexander Zverev, he was number 1 seed for this tournament, but fell out early in the early round.